Hi, my name is Joe Dominguez, and I'm the Director of Product Management on the system side at Konami Gaming. I'm here at G2E 2023 to introduce our brand new product, which is the Kinetic Employee Mobile Application. In this version, we are introducing two brand new modules, one called Patrons and one called Finder, which will give casino employees the ability to both service patrons on the floor and find patrons and games on the casino floor to do their day-to-day activities. Once you're in the Kinetic mobile application, this is the home screen that you land on. As you can see, it has all 7 of the existing modules that are available in Kinetic, along with our 2 brand new modules that will be available in 2024. The first one is called Patron, and the second one is called Finder. Once you hit on the Patron module, as you can see, it has a landing page here where an employee will be able to either search for a patron or add a new patron into the system. To search for a patron, they have the top options here. One's called Patron ID, Card ID, first name, last name, date of birth. All of those are searchable fields within the product. I'm going to go ahead and search for last name. Once you search for a patron, this will be the home screen for the patron's account itself. As you can see from the top of the screen, we have Andrea Johnson pulled up. It shows all her patron ID, who her host is, date of birth, tier level. Also has a variety of information about her particular account. It also shows the tier level, some of her point balances, gaming information from her trip, as well as her credit activity. The application also allows you to provide certain actions. One would be reprinting cards, resetting the player's PIN. You also have the ability to add notes to the account and view existing notes that are in the system, as well as add interactions that you may have with that player, and also view any previous interactions that have happened previously as well. If you go back to the main account, if you ever needed to reprint the card for the patron, you can just hit on print card, and it will allow you to reprint the player cards back to the nearest printer. Additionally, you can favorite accounts, and those favorites will stick onto the favorites in Synchros, and you can also see those within the application as well. Once you go back, you can see we have a favorites and a recents tab here at the top. I just recently favorited Andrea, and you can also see I had Eliza Smith favorited, and you can see both of those within the application. You can also see the recent patrons that you've pulled up within the application as well. If an employee needed to add a new player to the system, you would go ahead and hit this plus button on the bottom right-hand corner, where it will allow the employee to either scan their ID or enter their information manually. I'm going to go ahead and enter manually, and it's going to ask you for some basic information in order to create that account. So I'm going to go ahead and add a name. And it also is going to require a date of birth. Once you have that information in, you're going to go ahead and hit enroll, where the employee then has the ability to add additional contact information for that player. So go ahead and get an address in here. And a zip code. And we'll go ahead and create that new card. Once the player is added, then they will have a new account inside of the application. This also flows directly into Synchros. If the player was previously uncarded on the casino floor, we also have another cool feature within Kinetic which would allow an employee to convert uncarded ratings to a carded rating once they have an account created. So once you input the asset that the player is playing on, then it will show the ratings, the uncarded ratings for that asset, where then the employee would be able to convert those uncarded ratings to a carded rating for that newly enrolled player. Additionally, over at the Finder module, the employees will have the ability to search for patrons or for games on the casino floor. To search for a player, the employee would go ahead and hit the Finder option for patrons. And as you can see, they have the ability to search for all patrons on the floor, only carded patrons on the floor, or uncarded patrons on the floor. You also have the options here on the bottom to look through your past searches that you've had. So if you have favorite searches that you want to save, you can have those favorite searches available where you can then use those filters that you previously used. I'm going to go ahead and search for all carded players on the floor by hitting the carded option. And what you'll be able to see is it'll show within the application who are all the current carded players on the floor, along with their patron ID, their first name, last name, their tier status, their current theoretical, and their current win-loss, along with where in the casino that patron is located in case an employee wants to go and approach them. We additionally have other criteria to search from. We have it where you can search by different play parameters, by different locations, by specific dates, by asset information, and by custom fields. All of these filters can be mixed and matched with the players in order to reduce the results that you're trying to look for. Once you have all the criteria in, then you can view the results and you can approach those players on the floor. The green button on the side of the patron's name represents that that's an active player. And we're going to be starting to use that green button in a variety of places within Syncros, along with Game Finder as well. Going over to Game Finder, the use case for this would be an employee is trying to search for a specific game on the floor by similar criteria that we're using, similar to over on the Patron Finder side. So you can search for assets by asset information, such as the asset name, the theme, the game name, categories. We also have it where you can search by location. So if you're looking for a specific game in a zone, a bank, or a stand, you can do that. You can search by manufacturer information, model information, or by gaming class. And just like on the patron side, you can also search by custom fields. I'm going to go ahead and search for games that are in a specific zone. So I'm going to go ahead and select zone 1 and 2. And I'm going to go ahead and hit submit search. Once you hit submit search, it lets you know that there is 2 games within that particular zone that I'm looking for. One is Bull Blitz, one is China Shores, and it tells me the zone, bank, stand, and the asset information for where that asset is located. This just helps better service the floor. If you have patrons that are looking for a specific machine on the casino floor, or maybe you have a sales rep and you're trying to identify all of your machines by manufacturer on the casino floor, this can help show those results and find those games in an easy way. We look forward to bringing you these new innovations within the Kinetic mobile employee application. If you have more interest about this product and to learn about these features, please contact your account executive on the system side, and they'll be happy to provide you more information about this award-winning product.